Welcome to this presentation. My name is Sales Alan. I'm 20 years old, and last week I worked 4 hours total, and one of my businesses made me $17,000 in revenue. And I'm not telling you this to brag, I'm telling you because almost no one will explain to you in plain language how this is actually possible. So they either lie about how easy it is, like work 0 hours and make millions on a beach, or they refuse to share the relevant information, the frameworks, everything, because they want to sell you a $50,000 mastermind course. So I'm going to give you the actual framework that you can use for free in the next 10 minutes. The only thing that I would like in return is a like and a subscribe. So pay attention, because the gear that you're currently driving in is the only thing standing between you and the outcome that you want. For example, 10K a month. So let's go. So before I tell you how, let me tell you what. So 10K a month is 120K a year. It's not life-changing money to buy a Porsche tomorrow, but for you, it's freedom. So the money pays rent, it pays for travel, it pays for a better life, and in reality, it's just an extra income that is added on to your current job or the school that you're currently in. So it's enough to stop worrying about money, which is honestly the only money goal that you'll ever have and that matters at this stage of life. It's 4 hours of total actual work. It's reviewing calls. It's also looking at the strategy in the pipeline and optimizing the effectiveness, and then running some weekly meetings with the team. And the rest of the time, we have other people who work for me, and they will also work for you. We have VAs, virtual assistants, who are paid $5 an hour, who book the meetings through cold calling. Then we have closers who run the meetings through commission. And then we have a perfect system that is run by AI that you can just copy today, that works and that so many people already use. So most people think this is a fantasy or it's unrealistic. It's really not. I'm 20 years old, I do it. It's just a new gear shift, like in a car. And the gear shift is what this video is about. Cars have gears for a reason. You can't drive 80 miles an hour in the first gear because the engine would simply explode. The same with a business. So the gear that gets you from 0 to 10,000 a month is not the same gear that gets you from 10,000 miles working 4 hours a week. It's a different gear, different physics, and also a different ratio. In first gear, every dollar costs you an hour. You're on the phone, you're doing the proposals, you're delivering the work, you're essentially handling everything, you're the engine. And it spins 4 times for every dollar that lands in the account, and you can make easily 10K a month in the first gear if you keep on working like 15 hours a day, right? But there's a wall. You cannot make 10K a month 4 hours a week in the first gear. It's mathematically impossible. There are not enough hours in 4 hours to do all the work yourself. To make the money while working less, you have to shift the gear. And the shift is the hardest mental change in the whole game, because most people never make it. They keep on grinding, having that mentality and working 15 hours a day. They stay in the first gear for years and they burn out and they quit and they blame the model, but they were never in the wrong model. They were just in the wrong gear. Here are the 4 habits that trap people in first gear, and I had every single one. Most beginners do, but it's essential to point them out. And the first is you sell your time. You charge by the hour, by the project, by the deliverable. So every dollar requires a fresh client, a fresh transaction, and a fresh hour of your life. So if you stop showing up, the money stops. And that's the first gear. The second is you take any client who'll pay. I did this. I was broke and someone offered me $500 to fix their website. So of course I said yes, very natural. But then someone needed Facebook ads or meta ads. I said yes. Then someone needed SEO and so on. And I told myself that I was diversifying. But in reality, I was actually just building chaos. 4 clients, 4 industries, 4 different sales cycles, and no specialty or expertise in any of them. And what you essentially know is you never get great at one thing if you're trying to be okay at 5 things. And third, you customize everything. So every client gets a custom site, a custom proposal, a custom strategy, and of course you tell yourself you're delivering quality. You're just giving one-on-one specialty. But what you're actually doing is making yourself the bottleneck on every single deliverable. Every fresh problem is more of your time, and what you need is not customizing, you need scaling, a template. And the last one, you can't be replaced, that mindset. So you're the salesperson, the closer, the fulfillment lead, the customer support, and so on. The business is just you. If you take yourself out of the equation, the business dies the same week. If that sounds familiar, which is probably it does, then you're in first gear, and that's fine because everyone starts there. But you cannot stay there if you want your time back and if you want to make 10K a month while working 4 hours a week. Now, let me show you the math so you stop treating this as a utopian fantasy dream or something unrealistic, because it's not. You can do it. So I sell websites for $297 a month. It's a subscription. It's the same template that I use every time. And the cost to deliver one website is about 30 minutes of work from a VA. I used to do it myself. Now I pay someone $5 an hour. So the cost to deliver one website is roughly $2.50 per build once. After that, it runs on autopilot. The client pays every month until they don't, and they need the website, so they pay. And the vast majority of clients stay for over 11 months. So approximately 1 year average LTV. And now let's make the math. So 50 clients on subscription at $297 a month is almost 15,000 every single month. 100 clients is roughly 30K a month. And that's the next milestone. At 200 clients is 59,400 and something a month, roughly. So 60K a month. And you don't need thousands of clients, you need 50. And once you have those 50, the team that you've built can keep on adding new ones in the background while you do something else with your life. And that's the gear, that's the outsourced automated system, and that's the math. And in reality, that's how we work 4 hours a week. So it's not a fantasy, it is just boring, repeatable, and template work done by a team that you have built. So it's in reality just using a niche and just sticking to it until you hit the 10K a month. The shift from first gear to last gear is not technical, in reality it's just emotional. So most people stay in first gear because first gear feels very productive, you're busy, you're stressed, you're working, you feel like a real entrepreneur, like in the movies, everything is going very fast. But in the last gear, sometimes you wake up and the business just made like $2,000 while you slept and you didn't do anything. You didn't even lift a finger. The team did the work. The templates did everything. And that can feel very weird because most people can handle it. They start adding more work because they feel guilty, and they start taking off niche clients again because they want to customize stuff that shouldn't be customized, and they convince themselves that the business needs them. But in reality, the business does not need them. Their ego does. And you'll know that you're in the last gear when you stop feeling guilty about working 4 hours a week. And when you stop performing busy. So when you realize that the money was never actually tied to the hours, and you let go of the idea that it ever should be. Because it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And that's the real shift, the one that nobody talks about, and the one that I'm still, to be completely transparent, working on. And that's just to be honest. So here's the bottom line. 4 hours a week of work while you already have a job or are in school is not luck, it's not magic, it's just simply a gear shift. So what we can conclude from today is sell a product, not your time. Pick one niche and say no to the rest, and use existing templates that already work for literally everything. Remove yourself and add AI and a team. And every single person watching this can literally run what I do. And I'm not joking. I used to work for 2 years at McDonald's. So the question isn't whether you can, the question is whether you'll do it and do it before everyone else does it. And I'm giving away my own template and everything for the people who actually want to make the shift today, so you can start making the same transactions and also work 4 hours a week. And link is in the description if you're serious about starting and doing the work. And the math works, the window is open. So remember to like, subscribe and comment if the video helped, and I'll see you soon.